we have arrived at the famous Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Stavelot for the running of the Belgian Grand Prix, the penultimate European race of the season. Coming into this week, two Italians have been making the news this week. The first team news of the day concerns McLaren, as they have announced that they'll be retaining the services of Italian Roberto Gamba for another season. Roberto has had a very strong first season at McLaren, despite the fact that the Honda engine in the back of the car has not been very strong in terms of power and reliability. He currently lies 14th in the Drivers' Championship, having just overtaken Now Terranon in the previous race, and because of that strong performance in Hungary, his team McLaren find themselves 8th in the Constructors, having overtaken Haas in the previous race as well. Roberto will be looking to continue the impressive showing into 2018, especially when McLaren switch to Renault engines next season. The question now focuses on who his teammate will be for next year, with Oliver Glazebrook under pressure to perform given the poor season the Brit has had this season, and with the likes of Evan Byrne waiting in the wings for a return to the team that he got his last win with in 2012, which would make it the 10th time he would have switched teams in his career. The second and final team news of the week concerns Sauber, as they have announced that Italian rookie Paolino Tomaselli will remain at the team for another season. Paolino has had a very impressive rookie season despite the fact that this year's Sauber has been off the pace in terms of power and downforce. He currently lies on a respectable 16th in the Drivers' Championship, ahead of the Haas pairing of Joel Hutter and George Roque, and Sauber find themselves in 10th in the Constructors, a few points back from 9th place Haas and 8th place McLaren. Paolino's rookie year has been compared recently to fellow Italian and the late Nicolas Pascali, given his impressive rookie year at Manor last year, with some saying Paolino has had a better rookie year, given his car has been more off the pace compared to the Manor that Nicolas was driving in 2016. He'll be looking to continue his impressive momentum going into 2018, especially when Sauber have an up-to-date Ferrari engine next year, unlike this year where they had a year-old Ferrari engine. Like with Roberto at McLaren, the question now focuses on who his teammate will be, with Felix Sonntag under pressure to perform given how Paolino has had a much stronger year compared to him, and the fact that the likes of Gabriel Gomez and Joel Hutter are also in contention for that second Sauber seat. Only time will tell what will happen with the Swiss outlet for 2018. And finally, in other news, it was confirmed last week on Twitter that former top class driver and current Mercedes Formula E driver Alex Southgate will be retiring from the OC as a whole at the end of the season due to other commitments going on in his private life. Alex has had a reasonably successful career in GP4OC despite the fact that he's never won a title, with 2009 being his strongest ever season in the top class, where he just missed out on the title to his teammate at the time, Miklos Gal. Considering he is currently in the Formula E title fight, he'll be looking to end his time in the OC as the 2017 Formula E champion, and I'm sure a lot of people will be rooting for that to happen. From everybody at GP4OC, we wish Alex all the very best in his future endeavours, and we thank him for his time in the OC. And that is it for this week's edition of the GP4OC News. The next team news will break at the Italian Grand Prix next week. But before I go, I just want to send my well wishes to Gabriel Quintino, as it was announced recently on Discord that he's been diagnosed with COVID-19 and he's been taking time away from the BTCC to fight this awful virus. From everybody at GP4OC, we send our well wishes to Gabriel and wish him a very speedy recovery.